Hey guys, we are going to go over your section 2.4 and 2.5 reading guide. And so you should at this time pull up your own version of this, which you should have saved hopefully in your Google Drive. Go to it in Google Classroom, save it in your drive, and you are going to be following along and putting in the answers as we go. If you didn't finish, that's okay. Go ahead and fill in the answers at this time. You need this information for your test. So we should have 2.2, 2.3 so far from earlier this week. Now we're on 2.4, 2.5, and then later we will do 6 and 7. And that's going to be it for this unit, okay? So make sure you have that pulled up now. You should have it pulled up. Pause the video as you need as I go through the answers so you can fill in the correct answers. First, you had this table comparing the first peoples, Paleolithic, Neolithic, and Pastoralists. Pastoralists we will learn at a later date. So those were already filled in for you. You just were comparing Paleolithic and Neolithic. Those are hard to say. Try saying those 10 times fast. Paleolithic, 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 Paleolithic. All right, pretty good. Description. Paleolithic was the Old Stone Age, Neolithic was the New Stone Age. Pastoralists, nomadic herders. The economy, Paleolithic, hunted and gathered and fished. And then Neolithic, the invention of farming called the agricultural revolution. And pastoralists were animal caretakers. Tools. For Paleolithic, stone and animal bones. For Neolithic, invention of new tools, the plow, irrigation, and the domestication of animals. Pastoralist tools to help adapt to harsh climates. For shelters, Paleolithic, caves and tents. Neolithic, permanent shelters. And then pastoralism, permanent or nomadic. The time frame, all three are Era 1 prehistory, Era 1 prehistory, Era 1 prehistory, although pastoralists go to present day. Lifestyle, Paleolithic, nomadic, which means to move from place to place. Neolithic began to settle and create villages. Pastoralism, they raised livestock, hunted and gathered, semi-permanent homes so they can bring animals to water and to graze. Effects of food supply. Paleolithic, lack of stable food supply kept groups small. Neolithic, subsistence farming, which means people. And pastoralists rely on animals for food, transportation, and livelihood. Oh, I'm sorry, this line here. Subsistence farming, which means people grow food for themselves. The word you needed. Beginning of government. Sorry about that typo there. This did not have any answer you need to fill in. Let's go over it. So for Paleolithic, archaeological evidence suggests that the leader of the group was the male head of the family. The leader was either the elder or the strongest male. There's always been government, guys. Government is not new. Since the very beginning, since the first people, government has been in place. Neolithic, this middle column here, during the Neolithic age, there was no true government in the sense that we know it today. However, there were chiefs, or what was the beginning of kings. These first leaders would most likely have been connected to the religious groups' beliefs. For example, the kings, pharaohs of Egypt were thought to be descendants of their gods. And pastoralism, a council of adult males makes most of the decisions, though some tribes have chiefs. And religion. What's the religion? Yes, yes, and yes. Always religion. Always. The Fertile Crescent was suitable for farming, even though it was arid, dry, and had rocky soil. Why? The answer, rivers. 2. Why was flooding a good thing in ancient times? Why? Because it's predictable, creates better soil, and fills the wells. That's how they drank fresh water. They filled their wells with water and got buckets, and they went real deep into the ground. Very, very fresh water. And probably very rich in nutrients as well. Fill in the blanks. If people settled in one place, get organized, and work together, however, they can do even more. They can build canals, or pipes to carry water from wells and rivers to their fields. Basically, they can water their crops when they need to as long as their river or well stays full of water. This is called irrigation. Irrigation is the process of adding water to fields. It can improve yields by keeping crops from drying out during times when it does not rain. Building an irrigation system takes a lot of skill and effort. People have to be organized. The payoff, however, is huge. Irrigation can greatly increase food production. You might even be able to grow more than you need. And something to learn right now, guys, is when we're learning about civilizations are always near water because water is crucial for survival. So whether they're by rivers and they connected, would they dig trenches and make irrigation systems with trenches going throughout the crops, all other ways so that the crops get water, or they're by lakes, specifically fresh water, guys. Not oceans necessarily, because that is salt water. They need fresh water. All right, let's keep going. This fact is the reason why some people say that irrigation was the foundation for the first human civilization, the most important factor in its development. What do you think? One geographic fact is clear. Many early civilizations started near rivers. The rivers provide a steady supply of water, fertile soil from predictable flooding, and attracted animals. Another key part of this is the animals need water too. The surrounding area might be desert, but near the river you had everything you needed. Why go anywhere else? And now we're looking at this map, and you needed to do some comparisons to all these different things that were produced in the areas. You see that? And we will be adding these. Hopefully we'll have time to add these to your maps that you already drew later on. Remember those maps where it showed all the arrows of where people settled? So we're adding these hopefully to it. If we don't, that's okay. But these are my examples that I found. You could have many different things. So you're supposed to make 3 comparisons of crops and animals between regions. One I found was oxen/cattle. So in Europe here, we can see that cattle was a big part of the animals and what they used for crops and meat. And then we see in South Asia down here, oxen. Pretty much the same thing. Number 2 I found was barley, wheat, oats, buckwheat. All those things are pretty similar, but found all over the world. So let's see, barley and wheat here in Southwest Asia. We have in Europe oats, and in East Asia we have buckwheat. All right, and last one I saw was lentils/beans. You guys know what lentils are? Type of bean, very similar fruit. So in Southwest Asia we have lentils, but in Central America, all the way over here across an entire ocean, we have beans. So that was the idea there. All right, make sure you have everything. Go back and pause the video if you need to fill out any answers you didn't get. And nice job.